Hello friends, how's it going? It's me, Betty Jean. Today I did a little full face get ready with me using mostly newer makeup. I've gotten some things in PR lately that you guys have wanted to see in action, and a lot of these things didn't really qualify for their own personal video, so I figured I would throw a bunch of things together and just do a full face video with you guys. I created the look you see right here. I think it's really pretty. It came out very nice. I did some makeup techniques that I don't typically do anymore, and it was kind of fun. Before we hop into it, my plugs are from Love Kills Boutique, and my earrings are from Undoubtedly Mad on Etsy. Anyways, without further ado, let's just hop in and create this look. Hey, hello! Let's play with some new makeup. I did already prime. This isn't new. I don't have a new primer to share with you, but I did prime with the Glossier Futuredew. I like to prime before I do my eyebrows. I did pop on one of the new e.l.f. lip balms. This one is in the flavor Just Peachy. I'm a lip balm person right now, what can I say? In that same package from e.l.f. they sent over some sprays, and I used the energizing one as well. I kind of like to use these just as skincare, kind of as like a last step. I use the energizing one. It has citrus oil. I like to use this one in the morning. It has that nice fresh morning scent. They have a soothing one that I like to use at night. But now that we're sufficiently prepped, let's dive in with makeup. I have a good amount of new stuff to share with you. Some things aren't going to be brand new, but just the newest I have in that category, and we're just going to roll with it. For foundation, I figured I would use the Colourpop Pretty Fresh foundation. This is still pretty new, I would say. I think I've only had this maybe a month, 5 or 6 weeks, something like that. Colourpop did send this over to me. It's in the shade, what shade did they send me? Fair 15W. I feel like it's a pretty good match. I think they did a fine job. I usually just do one pump because I don't like to go overkill with foundation. This foundation I would consider more of a light to medium coverage. I'm more of a sheer to light as far as preference goes, but this one's pretty lightweight. It doesn't bother me. And like I said, I just use the one pump. I don't go too ham with it or anything like that. What are you guys up to? Today is Monday, August 31st. I don't know when this video is going up. I'm leaving for work in a few hours, so I figured I would film today since I have a little extra time. Hello. I do love the finish this foundation leaves. It's so just satiny. It's nice. While I do love a super luminous, dewy finish, I'm also very fine with like a natural, more satin-esque kind of finish as well. For concealer, my newest one is the e.l.f. Hydrating Camo Concealer. This has been out for quite a few months now. I don't feel like this is very new at all anymore, but I figured I'd use it today. It's been a little while since I busted out this concealer, actually. And I love this concealer. It's very creamy. I was not a fan of the regular Camo Concealer. Way too drying for my skin. This one is much more up my alley. It's beautiful. My shade in this is Fair Beige, just so you're aware in case you feel like you have a similar skin tone to me. I feel like I don't have much to talk about. It's very rainy outside. It's making me very sleepy. I low-key wish today was my day off. Today's gonna be a good day at work, though. I have some of my favorite people I'm seeing, so that's always pleasant. Now that we're blended and ready to go, I guess we will go in with cream blush. I don't really feel like doing cream bronzer today, and I don't have a brand new one at all. My newest one came out forever ago. I will use the Milani Cheek Kiss blush today. This is in the shade Nude Flush. I've had this for a few months, but it is a more new-ish product. Came out this year, I believe. I think it came out early this year. I'm just going to dibble-dabble this on my cheeks. Really like the shade of this as well. Just a really pretty warm, neutral kind of color. I always like to drag a little of that excess across the nose because I can't live without a blushy nose. For cream highlight, I don't have a new one at all. I'm just gonna use my Colourpop Urth Light Stick. Had this for quite a long time, and it's just beautiful. All right, setting powder, very important part. Let's bust out our first KVD vegan beauty product. I got a really large PR package from KVD Vegan Beauty, and it had just so much stuff, and you guys really wanted to see pretty much as possible in action, so we're gonna use the Lock-It setting powder. I've been using this off and on for the last 2 weeks or so, ever since I got it, and I actually really like it. I still love my Milk Makeup Blur just a little bit more. I feel like it's a little more lightweight on the skin. This is a little bit heavier, but it's not bad at all. This is definitely one I could see finishing off. Just gonna take some of that powder and just set my face, you know? More so focused under the eyes and in my T-zone area and my smile lines because I get crazy smile lines. Ooh, there's powder dusting up everywhere. I do find this to be a pretty blurring powder, and again, it's pretty lightweight. Not quite as lightweight as my Milk Makeup one in my opinion, but I do like it. It's a pretty satisfactory powder. I don't really have any complaints. All right, hello, I am a ghost. I do feel like this powder's a little more mattifying than my Milk Makeup one as well. My Milk Makeup one just keeps me looking just more satiny, I would say. This one does mattify me a little bit more, but I do feel like my glowy products can peek through a teensy bit, and then when I layer all of my powders on top, it's totally fine. It's not a huge deal. I do feel like this powder would be decent for baking. I'm not a huge baking kind of person, but if you're someone who likes to bake underneath your contour or your under eyes, I feel like this would be a good powder for that. Don't quote me because I'm not into that very much, but I get that feeling. So we haven't done this in a long time, but we're actually going to contour today rather than bronze because I do have the KVD Vegan Beauty Shade+Light contour palette. I used to love this. I loved it so much. I think I went through my whole first one, and I did buy a second one at like a TJ Maxx or something like that. That was right before they switched to the interchangeable packaging where you can pop a new one in, like the refills. That's what I'm looking for. I'm really excited to have this again though. I did switch out the peachy shade for the white one that was a refill because they also sent over some of the refills for this palette. So I switched the peach one for the white one because I knew I would never use the peach because it was too dark for me. But yeah, everything else is the same. I'm just gonna use a Luxie brush for this. This is actually the 522 tapered highlight brush, but I like the shape of it for just kind of swirling in the cheekbones. I think I'm gonna mix this shade and this shade and just kind of go back and forth. I never contour anymore just because I don't care about that precision. I more so just like warmth around the face from bronzer. But today we're gonna use this just for the sake of using it. I'm just focusing it right in the hollow of my personal cheekbone. I feel like contour is just such a personal to what you're looking for kind of moment, but this is what I kind of do. I focus in my temples, kind of right under the hollows of my cheekbones, just to help everything pop a little bit more. When I was using this again for the first time in years, I'd forgotten how just lovely these blend out. I'm actually pretty happy to have this in my possession again, even though I'm not a huge contour person. Sometimes the occasion calls for it. What's the verdict for you guys? Are you guys still super into contour? Have you switched to bronzer or just nothing? It's very rare if I contour nowadays. It has to be a very specific reason, or something like today where I'm just trying it just for the sake of doing it with you guys. I'm very much a little bit of bronze, heavy blush kind of girl. I'm gonna take just a little bit more of that powder concoction just to run underneath the tip of my nose. I don't like to heavily do anything to my nose. I don't feel like my nose is super problematic. So I just add a little bit just to define it a teensy little bit so it doesn't look just super flat against my face. This is something I never do, but just for the heck of it, I want to mix the white and the yellow and just kind of pop a little of it in my like highlighty spots on the face. This is the same brush I used for my setting powder. It's the exact same brush I used for the contour. Literally never do this anymore. I feel like I used to all the time. I just don't like excessive powders like this, but we're just having fun today. I mean, these powders do brighten nicely. It's just a step that I don't feel I personally need very much. I am actually gonna mix this first shade with a little bit of the white instead of the yellow and the white, just to drag underneath that contour. Just to clean up underneath a little bit, just because I'm not a baking kind of person. I feel like my face already feels like it looks so different compared to how I normally do it, so I usually just bronze everything and throw blush on everything and call it a day. We're still gonna throw blush on everything, don't worry. So I have these e.l.f. bite-size face palettes, and I'm really excited. I'm gonna be using the, oops, almost dropped them, Cantaloupe one for the highlight shade, because that's the only one that really works for me as a highlight. The other two are a bit too deep for me, and I think I'm gonna use this one called Pomegranate for my blush. I have used the Spice Apple one. You can search my Instagram if you want to see it on. I tag everything in my posts, but I'm gonna use Pomegranate for the blush today. I really like these. I think they're quite cute. I've been using them off and on ever since I got this e.l.f. package like 2 or 3 weeks ago. I think it's fun. This is my MOTD Cosmetics Get Cheeky With It brush. I just like an angled brush like this for my blush. And I like to start in my temple zone a little bit towards my eye. And then as I get that kind of situated how I want it, I'll drag it more down towards my apples. But I like it more so in a blush drapey kind of placement for my personal face shape and preferences. Look how pretty this color is. It's so, so lovely. e.l.f. did such a good job with these little palettes, and they're so cheap. I'd heard really good things about the e.l.f. bite-size eyeshadow palettes. They weren't something I ever picked up, but whenever I got sent these bite-size face palettes, I was really pumped because I was just very hopeful that the formula would be great, and I'm very pleased with it. It's very nice. Just gonna pop a little on the nose because I love my blushy nose. I cannot help myself. For freckles, I don't have anything super brand new to share with you. I'm just gonna use my Lime Crime Freckle pen in Amber, and then I do a few really defined ones with the Freck. This is the XL version, just the bigger one. I don't know how freckled I want to be today. I think I'm just gonna keep them kind of concentrated right around the nose and call it a day. I feel like my face makeup looks so much more precise than usual. Not that I don't like to do a good job with it on a regular basis, but I just don't usually take that time to like really contour and stuff like that. I like to just take my finger and kind of press in what I just put down so it melts into the skin. And then with Freck, we're just going to do a few defined little dots, being careful not to go too symmetrical around the face. I let them sit for a few seconds, and once they've kind of sat for a minute, I start to kind of press on them just to blend them out a little bit, because I don't want them to look just like straight up polka dots on my face, even though I do want them to be a little more defined. And that's kind of where that's at. Let's play with highlight now. Again, I'm going to dip into that e.l.f. Bite Size Face Palette in Cantaloupe and use the highlight shade in there. This highlight brush is my Kaleidos Makeup H1 highlight brush. And I'm just going to highlight the tops of my cheekbones as I do. Just look how soft and glowy that is. It's so cute. I'm gonna set my face now. I've just been using my Pixi Glow Mist. This has been around forever, but I only just started using this particular one for the first time like a month or two ago. I used the Rose Glow Mist before, but I do like this one. It's very nice. All right, let's work on the eyes now. I have a few products I want to use for the eyes. I just realized for highlight, I should have also used my Odin's Eye Alva 2 highlight palette. Maybe I should top something on top of what I've already used. Why not? I'm going to use Gnome down here because I don't think I've used this one on camera just yet. It's a really pretty, just, I don't know how to explain it, and it's not going to be a very true color today because it's already on top of something else. Gosh darn it, I meant to use this one by itself. Oh well. I do love this palette though. I've been using it nonstop the last 2 weeks. You can use code BEAUTEBEAN if you want to save money on their site. It is an affiliate code, just so you're aware, but I appreciate it if you use it, but no pressure. Oh, now I'm so extra glowy. I love it. Double highlight was a great idea. For the eyes though, let's go there. I'm gonna use a couple different things. I'm gonna use mostly the Ace Beaute Nostalgia palette because I wanna use it some more. I've been using it a lot off camera actually. I've been using it before work quite a few times. I did an IGTV video with this and a first impression, so this will be my third time using it with you. So there you go, you got 3 looks. I'm also gonna play with the Urban Decay Stone Vibes just a little bit to add some shimmer into the mix. And we're gonna play with one of the KVD Vegan Beauty Super Brow Pomades as a liner because I like them. I did actually just get sent the Urban Decay Primer Potion in Original when I got sent the Stone Vibes palette, so I figured I would use that since it is new technically, for me at least. It's not a new product, but new for me. I'm just gonna blend this out and I'm not gonna set it because I don't prefer to do that. I do definitely prefer my Smashbox Lid Primer to this one. I like that that one has a little more tint than this one does, but this Primer Potion seems to do fine enough. So basically with this look, I want this all over the lid, and then I kind of want to blend it out into like the reddish, purpley-ish kind of zone just to kind of match like the stripes on my shirt. Keep it kind of simple with the mattes, not too many things going on, and then we'll use some of the pretty shimmers in that Stone Vibes palette to kind of top over it to make it even more exciting. I'm going to use my Colourpop E1 brush, and I'm going to dip into Hiking this beautiful brown that I showed you before. I like that it has that red tint to it. It's really pretty. I had a few people in my DMs on Instagram expressing concern about the KVD Vegan Beauty product still having like Kat Von D's name on it and saying that it makes them uncomfortable. And by all means, if you're not comfortable using that brand's product still, don't. No one's forcing you. But for me, they did get rid of her as like part of the company, so I'm comfortable using them again. And it doesn't really bother me that much that her name is still on it because it would have been so wasteful to just trash all of the old packaging and get new stuff. And as someone who is trying to be sustainable towards the environment, that doesn't make me that upset. I'm sure they'll start replacing the packaging as things run out, but I don't know, it doesn't really make me mad right now. If a long time goes by and nothing's changed, that might be a different story, but it's still a pretty new thing, and considering people hated her brand for quite a while there, I'm sure they had a lot of packaging backstock to go through. But that's just my opinion. And I feel like if a brand is willing to kind of change and fix the problem that people have an issue with, then I'm okay with giving them another chance. But otherwise, what's the point of quote-unquote canceling brands if we aren't willing to give them redemption for fixing their mistakes? But that's just my opinion. Do whatever you want, it's your money. I'm gonna kind of mix Camping and Raspberry as kind of my blending shade for the crease. I'm using a Spectrum B06 brush. I'm just gonna go kind of right up against where that edge is, just to softly start smoking it out. I do want this look to be pretty concentrated to my lid and lower crease. I don't want this to be too insanely blown out today. I've really been liking this palette. I do feel like I do notice that new and improved formula. I think I mentioned that in my first impressions. It was just seeming to be a little easier to blend things out. And as someone who didn't have an issue with Ace Beaute's formula in the first place, it's cool to see that it can be even better. I'm not too concerned with getting this outer corner completely perfect because I am going to throw a giant wing on momentarily, so that won't really be the end of the world. Just kind of redefining that first shade where I see fit, very light pressure. I don't even have any additional product on the brush right now. I said I didn't want it super blown out, but I guess we're getting a very winged out look because my hand and brushes are just kind of doing it without me. They're on autopilot, I suppose. I do feel like I want some of this action on the lower lash line, so I'm just going to kind of do the exact same thing. Smudge that first hiking shade on the lower lash line and then blend it out with my little purpley red concoction. I'm so happy that we're getting towards the fall season. It makes me just so giddy. Florida is a long ways away from cooling down, but I can pretend, and it's just nice seeing other places start cooling down, seeing pictures of other places that I can vicariously live through. This look got so winged out. I like it though, I think it's pretty. And especially when I have my giant winged liner on, it's gonna be super cute. All right, let's dip into that Urban Decay Stoned Vibes palette. I think I wanna throw a little bit of Meditate over my lid. I think that'll be really cute. I didn't use this one in my first impressions, so we'll use it today. I'm just gonna use my finger and just kind of tap it over the top as kind of a topper. Oh, that's pretty. I don't know how well the camera's gonna pick it up, but it's just like really, not subtle I'd say, but just really soft twinkles. There are angry cars honking outside my window. I like that. That goes really nice with the mattes underneath it. It's super pretty. Just makes my lid look kind of wet and glossy as well, which I'm down for. You know, I have another eye product I can actually use today. This is one of the e.l.f. liquid like glitter eyeshadows. This is in Mermaid Shimmy. I've used these a couple times before work just to throw on like a really big exaggerated wing with these liquid shadows. I have 3 of them and they're quite lovely. They're very sparkly and I'm thinking under the lower lash line might be really cute. I think the green will be just a nice little pop against these burgundy tones. Just grabbing a different pencil brush, no product on it, just to lightly kind of tap at the edge so it can kind of fade softly into what's going on. Something kind of like that. Nothing major, just a little twinkle on the lower lash. You guys know how much I like that. So I always get sent the Estee lash subscription box where I get 3 lashes every month. And in this month's subscription, they also sent the Midas Cosmetics Sparkles Diamond Eye Pigment. So I thought I'd use this in my inner corner. I've actually yet to use this. Estee is a sister brand to Midas Cosmetics. I'm just gonna take some of this on my brush. I didn't wet my brush or anything because I just want to see what it does by itself, but I might need to go in with glitter glue. It's cute, but I think I'm gonna, go in with glitter glue just to make it pop some more. NYX glitter glue as always, just a teeny bit because it is just a teeny little bit of space, nothing major. Just gonna tap that glitter primer right on my inner corner, dip into that loose pigment, and start applying some on top of it. Being very slow because I'm not trying to make a big mess out of this. Oh, that's quite lovely. That's such a nice little glow in my inner corner. I like that. That's very cute. All right, let's create a wing now. This is the KVD Vegan Beauty Super Brow Pomade in Aubergine. These were meant to be like eyebrow pomades, but they are waterproof and they are also eye safe. So I've been using them as eyeliners and they're very cute. I've actually also been using them in my brows, but more of the normal tones, like I have, I think, medium brown in my brows today. This angled brush is a Spectrum A17, and I'm just going to draw a wing. As I've said 100 times, it's really hard for me to talk while I create a wing, so you'll just have to kind of watch and learn. Wings are very personal to your eye shape. You just gotta kind of roll with it in a sense. I like to kind of get the tail of my wing slightly formed, and then I draw a line across the base of my eyelid. You can do your line kind of as thick or as thin as you desire. I like a fairly thick wing. That's just my preference. And then once I kind of have that, I'll go at the top of my wing and just kind of draw it downwards, kind of connecting the dots. And then at this point, I'm just going to kind of fill it in and finagle it until it's exactly how I want it. I think this is kind of where I want it to be right now. I will probably finagle it more off camera because it's super hard to stay like in frame while working on this. But for now, I'm going to leave it like this, repeat it on the other eye, throw on like my lashes, eye pencil, lipstick, and I will be back when I'm done. Alright, hello, this is the end of the look. I really like how it came out. I think it's really pretty. My wings got quite large, a little larger than usual, but I like it. I think it's cool. The eye pencil I decided to pair with this look is Burnt Sienna from NYX. I just felt like it went with this vibe. For my lashes, I went with Ambitious from Decay. It's one of my new pairs from the August subscription box. It's actually my first time wearing them, and I think they're quite lovely. They're a little more dainty, but yet still long and piecey. I like it. And on my lips, I did a combo from KVD Vegan Beauty. They sent over a couple of their lip liners, so I tried one out. This is in the shade Hawkwind. And then I just kind of put bow and arrow over top of it. And I like the combo. I think it's really cute. I'm not a huge matte lip person anymore. This is a rare occurrence. I'm much more of a cream or a gloss kind of person nowadays, but this combo is really cute. And I've actually worn this liquid lipstick before since I got it, like a couple weeks ago, and it's pretty nice. It's one of the liquid lipsticks in that formula that actually lasts well. I find with this brand of liquid lipsticks, they're either really good or really bad. This one seems to be a good one. And even though I'm not a lip liner person at all, this one was very creamy. It was easy to use. Can't promise it's something I'm going to pick up and use often just because I usually don't use lip liners. It's very rare. Very, very rare. Like probably a couple times a year. But this one looks good. I like how it pairs with that lip color. And yeah, this is the look. I hope you like it. I guess let's close out and finish off this video. Yes. Alright, so that's it. That's the end of the video, the end of my look. What do you guys think? I think it came out nice. What are you excited about that I played with today? Are you interested in picking any of these things up? Do you already have them? Are you passing on these things? What did you think about some of the techniques I did with using like contour rather than just bronzing? Very different for me. I would just love to hear your thoughts overall. I had an enjoyable time doing this look. I've had fun playing with these products just over the last few weeks. I'm sure some of these will continue to stay in my routine. I'm pretty excited. Everything seemed pretty solid. No real problems with anything. It was all just very pleasant to use. It was a good time. But I guess for now, I'm just gonna finish getting ready for work, eat some food, all that good stuff, and continue on with my day. Let me know if you liked this video as well. I know usually my get ready with me's are shop my stash style where I use older stuff, and don't worry, those are not going away at all. I love playing with older makeup. I want those to be way more frequent than these even. But let me know if you do like this kind of video where I just play with a lot of new makeup at the same time as I get it. If you made it to the end of this video, leave me your most recently used emoji, and if you liked it, please make sure to give it a thumbs up. If you're not already, please hop over to my Instagram. It's Beaute and follow me there. I post every single day. And don't forget to subscribe. I'm posting most days here as well. Please make sure you're staying informed with Black Lives Matter. It's super important. There's a link in my description box that will take you to resources and ways in which you can help. Thank you so much for watching, and I will catch you in the next one. Okay, bye.